Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, body, and spirit. As you may have noticed, we are in a new setting. Your girl manifested a house, which is just amazing. You might sense that my energy is a little bit off. Please do not misunderstand. I am so grateful and the vibration is so high, but this video is going to be kind of difficult for me because I'm going to show you guys another side of me, a side of me that a lot of people do not see because I try to struggle with it on my own. But here we go. So I was studying this morning for my teacher training program, and I was thinking that, this process is really starting to fly by. I've already done 2 weekends of yoga teacher training, and it is turning me inside out. I'm changing completely. I'm turning into a person that I never knew I could be. And before I started teacher training, I knew it was going to be very difficult, but I thought that the difficulty would come from practicality. I thought that if something was hard, I'd be able to figure out a way to make it less hard, and then I would move on, and then life would be happy. So that's not what happened. Teacher training, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough for me. And it's gotten so rough that I thought about not going back at certain points. Just to talk about my teacher training program, I am doing teacher training at a studio called Lotus Living Arts Studio in Concord, North Carolina. And though it is a very asana-based program, like they do focus a lot on making sure that your postures are correct, it is also a very heavily meditation-based program, which I expected, but I didn't expect, if that makes sense. And I think that a lot of people who are training to become yogis go into teacher training thinking that, it's not a very long time that we study. My training is from September to December. That's only 4 months. So I think that a lot of us go in thinking that we're going to be learning, again, practical things, learning how to be a teacher and learning how to, again, practical, learning A plus B equals C. And it's actually a lot more abstract than that. My program is a lot more abstract. And because of this, I wasn't necessarily prepared. If you're new to my channel, and even if you're not new, you might not know this, I have a pretty intense social anxiety, and I talk about it very casually on my channel, but it's not very casual in my life. I really have to think very carefully about when I go into public and when I go into spaces with specific type of people, with specific types of people, which is why yoga has been so amazing, because I really feel like I have started to find my community and I have started to find spaces where I don't have to have my guard all the way up. But what teacher training is starting to teach me is that I'm really only building safety mechanisms. I'm not solving the problem. And there might not be a problem to solve. Life might just be difficult in some areas. That's something that I'm learning. But the first 2 weekends, so let's just start by talking about the first weekend. The first weekend, I met everyone, and my group is not very big. And everyone in my group is so amazing. We all have very different styles of, our practices are all very different. And everyone has such a different perspective, but we fit together like the most beautiful puzzle. And I feel safe with these people. I thought I felt safe with these people, but on the first day of practice, you know, an opportunity came up, an opportunity for us to go to a workshop, a yoga workshop. And it wasn't something I had prepared for. So it threw me off, and I ended up having a panic attack. And it was hard because it was the first day, and it was really eye-opening. It helped me see that my feelings can be my feelings, but I'm either going to do this or I'm not going to do this. And I think that a lot of people who go into teacher training, they might underestimate the seriousness of the commitment, because I have social anxiety, you know, but some other people in my group were also very emotional, and they don't claim social anxiety. Like, whether you're anxious or not, teacher training is a very emotional process. So on the first day, I had a panic attack. Not in front of everyone, thankfully. I was able to like go to the bathroom and like cry it out and then go back. But it just wasn't easy. And then the next day, I was like telling my husband, I was like, just drive me there. And if I say I want to go home, don't take me home. But I didn't want to go. I wouldn't have driven myself. I told my husband to take the car, because if he didn't take the car, I would take the car home. I would leave teacher training. It never stops. The digging within yourself never stops. So if you're interested in teacher training, if you are considering taking teacher training and you're wondering whether it's for you, you have to be ready. You have to be ready to cry every day. You have to be ready to be confused. You have to be ready to question everything about yourself. You have to be ready to be very, very, very uncomfortable. The second day that I went, I was just walking down the sidewalk to the building, and I just kept thinking like, I can't. And then I went in, and I cried, and then it was fine, and we continued on. The crazy thing about pain like this is that a lot of times we avoid it, and if we don't put ourselves into situations that won't allow us to avoid it, we'll never confront it. So because I was forced to, you know, confront this first part of... Why is my child awake? Because I was forced to confront this part of myself, I had this amazing breakthrough. I got into crow pose for the first time, which was really exciting, and it was a posture that I've never been able to do before. And I just thought it was so interesting that, you know, I was in this position and I was so uncomfortable, and that led to me doing something that I didn't do. Fast forward to the second weekend. The first day of the weekend, perfect. Saturday was great. I was doing it. I was taking breaks, like trying to stay mindful of myself and my breath. And I was like, everything is great. Everything's wonderful. Nothing's wrong. We leave, everything's great. And the next day, we end up going to something called Flow Fest, which it was basically a yoga festival, and a lot of people were there. And first half of the day was great, and then I remember like we were sitting and we were having lunch after the first part of the day, and everyone was talking, and I kept thinking of things to say and I couldn't speak. So I went the whole lunch without saying anything, and then we were walking to the third class, and I don't know if you've ever experienced anxiety, but it's kind of like there's a vignette around, and you gotta just like focus on what's in front of you, because everything else starts getting kind of hazy, and that started happening. And I had another panic attack. Gosh, it's just really frustrating. It's really frustrating. So I had another panic attack, and I had to miss a class. I had to miss a class that looked really cool, because I had to get myself together afterwards, you know. the people in my class, they hugged me and they were really great. And I was just upset because once again, something got in the way of, or something I perceived to be wrong with myself got into the way of me doing something that I wanted to do. But then afterwards, because this is one thing that teacher training is teaching me. Before teacher training, I would have a panic attack and I would be out of commission the rest of the day. It would drain me so much that like I would just spend the rest of the day at home relaxing, you know, getting myself together, which is good because we need that. We need time to recharge. But what teacher training has forced me to do is have my panic attack and then keep it pushing. And it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. But after a little bit of time, I find that instead of this feeling being something that's on my shoulders, it's something that's standing next to me. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But after my second panic attack, you know, we're 2 for 2 now, 2 weekends, 2 panic attacks. We have our final class at the festival. And I get into wheel pose for the first time. And like, I was never even close to wheel pose. It was so funny because we were at that portion of the yoga class and everyone's practicing wheel. She gives us the first option to do it. And I'm just like, everyone else can do it. This isn't in my practice. That's fine. I'll just sit here and I'll do bridge and I'll be cute. And then the second time she cues it, I'm like, maybe I'll try, because I tried it before like once or twice and I was able to get up on my head. And I was like, you know, maybe I'll do that just to feel it in my body. I popped all the way up into wheel. I popped all the way up. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted it the other day because I was just so excited. It's not the most perfect wheel in the world, and that's okay. I did it. And like, it blew my mind because it wasn't a posture that I have been studying and trying to get better and better at. It was something I've tried like 2 or 3 times months ago and then just left it alone because I was just like, this isn't in my practice. And then now I'm able to like comfortably do it. It needs work, but I can comfortably do it and I can breathe in it. So teacher training is really showing me the correlation between like physical blocks in our 3D reality and how they can correlate with our own internal mental blocks. And yeah. So 2 out of 8 weekends down, I'm enjoying the process so much and I'm finding out so much about myself, and I'm happy. I am happy. You might not believe it talking to me, but it's hard. It's a hard process for me. And while I was studying, I was thinking like, you know, I have to talk to you guys about this because teacher training has also shown me that I hide this part of myself because I feel like people won't be able to really see me. And my teacher, I told her this and she was like, no, then people will be able to see the real you. I'm not this perfect person. I'm not a girl who like just makes YouTube videos and studies spirituality and takes care of her baby and goes to sleep. Like, no, between all of that, there are bouts of overthinking and bouts of panic attacks and bouts of hyperventilating. There's so much in between everything that people see on YouTube and everything that people see in public, you know? And the law of attraction and yoga have helped me find my place, and I wouldn't trade studying any of these things for the world because they're helping me find my essence and my soul, which I'm so grateful for. But it's work because there's a lot that's been ingrained in us. There's been a lot that's been ingrained in our brains, and our brains are our central, you know, operating system. So when we try to change things, when we try to be bigger than what's programmed, we're going to have reactions. And I'm just really starting to learn that, and I'm starting to really process that, and I'm starting to understand what I really got myself into. But I had to make this video so that I could talk to you guys about my first 2 weekends of teacher training, so that when it's over, I have something to compare it to. But yes, teacher training. I'm not gonna die. I hope. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want other people to know that it's valuable and that they should watch it. Also, if you are not subscribed, please do, so you can be around for the next video. And also, can you guys press that like notification bell? Because apparently you're missing all my videos. You only see like 1 out of 8 on your browse page if you're not getting my notifications. So hit the notification bell. And yeah, that's it. That is it. I need ideas for videos. I don't know what to make videos about. I feel like there's so much I could make videos about, but I want to make sure it's interesting. So leave a comment down below letting me know what I should make videos about. That'll help too. Okay guys, I love you so much, and I'll see you next video. Bye.